It is a time of innovation and progress, when the world's greatest minds push the limits of what's possible and delve deep into the unthinkable. My friend, Victor Frankenstein, is one such man.
I dream of a world where hope replaces fear, where a crippled man can be healed to walk again.
What if we could give every life the chance it deserved? Hugo, help me change the world.
There is a difference between using a machine to restore a life and to create something that was never supposed to exist.
No! It's alive.
I find your work astonishing. Could you create another one?
I could, and a whole lot more.
Be careful, Mr. Frankenstein. Life is a sacred creation.
I have a dream of an unkillable army of 1 million strong.
Victor, you promised me this was all about life.
It's about so much more.
You're homicidal!
You burn for what you do here!
So this is going to be my reaction video to the Harry Potter Charles Xavier team-up movie. I'm foreseeing a lot of those jokes in the future. In the near future. I'm actually going to be reviewing the international trailer because I thought the international trailer hit points better throughout the trailer, more closely aligned with the book. The United States trailer, I got more of a wannabe Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes vibe from it. It seemed more like a comedy thriller with a little bit of drama rather than a horror action film. I think the international trailer hit some beats a little bit better as far as just listening to how they wanted the film to be adapted. I got a little bit more of that horror gritty feeling from the international trailer, so that's kind of the trailer that I want to focus on. So the film is directed by Paul McGuigan, who is known for directing the Chris Evans Push film from years ago, actually now. He hasn't really done anything that I've liked all that much. But I guess you could say that I'm super excited that Max Landis is writing this film. A few years ago, I remember reading that they were going to be kind of rebooting this Frankenstein film and that Max Landis was going to be brought in to write the film. So I'm definitely confident that the story's going to be good on this film. I know that the story's at least going to be decent. Max Landis is a writer that I like a whole lot. He's responsible for obviously writing the film Chronicle, which I love oh so much. I believe he can provide a fresh take on this material that's pretty old. So of course the film is going to be an adaptation of the 1818 Mary Shelley Frankenstein novel, which is a novel that I haven't read in quite some time, but I do remember certain major plot points of the novel. Obviously we've seen 1,000 Frankenstein films, so most people are at least familiar with the Frankenstein story. But again, from this international trailer, the vibe that I got was more of a horror, closely aligned with the novel from 1818. So the fact that they're staying close to the source material and the fact that they're bringing in Max Landis, who's responsible for doing a film like Chronicle, which is already dark and very gritty, I think this might actually end up being one of the better Frankenstein films that we've got over the however many years it's been. Really like that they got actors who are actually surprisingly good at comedy, so I think there actually will be some comedic relief in this film, considering that we got Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy as the stars of the film. So again, the film is actually going to star Daniel Radcliffe as Igor, and the film is going to be in his point of view. So this story is going to be told through Daniel Radcliffe's point of view, which I think is also pretty cool. Again, more closely aligned with the book. James McAvoy as Victor Frankenstein, Jessica Brown Findlay as Lorelai, Andrew Scott as Roderick Turnpin, Charles Dance from Game of Thrones. One thing that I also wanted to note was visually how well this film looked. It looked stunning. Pretty much all the shots in this film look really stunning. And I believe that can be accredited to the cinematographer that they went out and got, who's known from his work with Game of Thrones, Fabian Wagner, who has done great work on Game of Thrones. And that's one thing about that show that I always complimented on, is how visually stunning and how epic and grand everything always looks. And that's one thing that I got immediately from this trailer, is how good everything looked. I was immediately sucked into this world. So going into Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy, how well they're going to play off of each other, because it seems from the international trailer this is going to be more of a story about their relationship and how that manifests throughout the course of the film. I haven't really seen seeing either one of these actors in films that have been really, really great outside of their, you know, big blockbuster roles as Charles Xavier or Harry Potter. I know they've done some stuff afterwards and in between, but overall, they haven't really, it hasn't hit to that level that Harry Potter or Charles Xavier from X-Men has. So I'm kind of curious to see if they play very well off of each other and how that story kind of just manifests itself over the course of this film. I do like James McAvoy. I do like Daniel Radcliffe. I think they're both actually hilarious. I do know that there's another studio that's doing another Frankenstein film. I remember reading way back when, a few years ago, when it was announced that Max Landis was working on a Frankenstein film, that there was another studio that was supposed to be doing a Frankenstein film, which is usually the case if there's one studio doing like a one type of genre film. There seems to always be another studio doing another one that's kind of different, but not really. Kind of like with disaster films. And this one, I think, has a lot of talent surrounding it, with Max Landis being the writer, great cinematographer, okay director, but two good actors in the film. I think that this could actually end up being a good film. As long as it stays more horror rather than thriller, then I think they'll be okay. What worries me is, again, the American trailer that was released, along with the international trailer, it seemed more thriller comedy, maybe with a little bit of drama, rather than horror action, which is something that I think they were trying to go for. And I think that was able to just translate it way more in that trailer as well. Definitely like the direction that they're going, and I like everything that I've seen so far from this film. So I will definitely be seeing this on Thanksgiving, and as I'm slowly but surely counting down the days until the following month when Star Wars obviously comes out, because that's the film that everything seems to be circulating around right now. I cannot wait until December, but this will hopefully be an entertaining flick to tie me over until the following month. But again, if you guys like this video, go ahead and give me some thumbs. If you guys really like this video, go ahead and give me some subs. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.